Welcome to another podcast of the current situation at Manchester United. I'm going to get in a few housekeeping notes in relation to transfers. So the first piece of news we have here is that it seems as though Liverpool is looking to hijack Manchester United's targeted player, that is Sofyan Amrabat. Liverpool to finalize Sofyan Amrabat's transfer soon as Man United transfer hijacked again. Listen, man, Liverpool is like they're just a fall from grace. They lost on two midfielders that Chelsea are going to sign right now. I know they want to bounce on our midfield. Yes, I'm saying our midfield because he's going to sign for Manchester United. I believe he's going to be signed for Manchester United. So they want to pounce on our midfielder to sign for their club as the whole in defensive midfield. No, he's coming to Manchester United. It's written all over it. And like I said, we need to get this guy as soon as possible, preferably before the 20th of this month. So yeah, Liverpool, they're looking to actually, because Liverpool are desperate. Like we're desperate for a midfielder, they're desperate for a defensive midfield, like us. We want a midfield, and I've said this, we need a midfield that can partnership with Casemiro playing as a double pivot. Casemiro cannot do all of the work alone, man. He cannot do all of the work alone. That's not Casemiro. He needs someone to partnership with. If you play Casemiro alone as a lone D mid, especially if you're playing with Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, that has no discipline to drop back and they're going to lose them shape, that midfield is going to get cooked. And it was cooked on Monday. But I'm saying that it's going to be a recurring thing if this is the thing that happens. So midfield needs to be balanced. Two double pivot, one that is going to be slightly deeper. You know, he may not cover ground as much, but this one cover ground. This is where Amrabat comes in. You have the number 10 up here, so he's dictating, he's creating chances. Boom. We need a balanced midfield. We need a balanced midfield. The game is won in midfield. If we don't win the midfield, we're going to lose the match. Enough story. No, in other cases, you can win a game even if you lose the midfield. But this is Manchester United, man. We should be controlling the midfield. We have a former Ajax manager. I'm pretty sure that I'm sure that he's at Manchester United. He wants to do his different thing, his own thing at Manchester United. But I'm sure everything knows how football is run at Ajax throughout the 90s, throughout the 2000s. Total football, although I'm not the biggest fan of total football, players exchange positions, this and that, but they're possession based. We should be possession based, at least slightly. Have some and that's another thing. Man, I can't talk in this video. My tongue is all over the place. We do not have players that can retain the ball for a long period of time. It's like we're always trying to hit the break. It's like we're trying to play like Liverpool. Liverpool don't have players that retain the ball that much. Except for like Thiago or Guakpo or Fabinho. But Fabinho is gone. Thiago is on the bench. So them playing balls to the wingers to Mane. When they had Mane, they playing it to Salah in space. We should not be doing that. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be creating chances, man. When the time operates itself, then yes, we can play ball. We can move it over in space. But when it comes down to our style of play, our game plan, we should be doing better than that. We should be calming the game down. We should be retaining the ball. We need ball retainers. Eriksen can retain the ball. Casemiro, he's not a dictator from deep, but he can pass the ball. Mason Mount, not really. Bruno Fernandes, not really. Although he can create his chance, but not really. So we need to know how to create the ball with the players that we have now, alongside with the signing of Amrabat. Again, I know he's going to sign for Manchester United. If he doesn't sign for Manchester United, our season is damn deep into the water. We're like a dead duck. We need a midfielder that can cover ground, so that Casemiro can do his thing, and Bruno Fernandes will have to drop back to aid in the helping when losing the ball, off the ball work. Hope I'm making myself clear, because funnily enough, I can't speak in this video podcast, but like my tongue is all over the place. Manchester United provide update from Old Trafford. So it says here, Manchester United target Benjamin Pavard has agreed terms at Old Trafford with an update sharing the fee needed to sign the defender from Bayern Munich. Okay, fee agreed, then sign him. Sign him, man. Come on. We can give him his wages. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be asking for 200k per week. He's not a flashy player. So yeah, man, get this guy in, man. Give him at least 120k per week. It says here that the fee is agreed, so at around 50 mil, or like it's say about 50 million euros, 50 million pounds, or 42.9 million euros. So yeah, man, if that is the personal terms agreed, no, that's actually the transfer fee agreed. My head is getting twisted up, guys. I'm sorry for that. If the transfer fee is accepted by both clubs and his wages is sorted out, it's negotiated with, then get the player, get him in, man. And he's currently on 116k per week. Yay, like I said, man, get him in. He's not a 150k per week player. Get him in, man. Get him in. So yeah, Pavard, bring him to Manchester United. Of course, like I said, bro, Sofian Amrabat is coming in. I don't need to say that. He's coming in. And if he doesn't come in, we're in for a long haul this season. Best believe it. Now, let me move on to something that's a bit touchy. Apparently, Manchester United came out with news today. Talking about Mason Greenwood's future at the club. And they released a statement. Mason Greenwood, Manchester United reveal intense deliberation over forward's future. I was listening to Saeed's live stream. For the first, I would say, 30 minutes, they were talking on Mason Greenwood, and they the guys on the panel were giving their opinions on it. I'm not going to go into that right now, but I'll say this. And I've done a video a couple videos back and I said that he's going to be playing for Manchester United this season. That's what I've said. Now, in that video, which I'm going to say again ad verbatim, that Mason Greenwood will become a Manchester United player again, and I believe he deserves forgiveness. I'm not saying that you should forget what he's done in the past. I've never said that. If someone go do me wrong or go do my daughter wrong, if I had a daughter and someone go do that type of stuff, I don't care if she's saying that, oh, that is nothing big. I'm coming for that brethren. Hell is going to be a better place for that brethren. I'm not going to say, okay, he raped my daughter, I ain't go forgive him. He go get a good lesson, yes, but at the same time, is he going to learn? Is he going to, become a better person? Because this thing is about improvement, This thing is about improvement with Mason Greenwood. And if Mason Greenwood comes back to Manchester United as a football player, nobody should be forgetting what this brethren did in the past. Nothing. And again, Mason Greenwood, when Mason Greenwood started playing for Manchester United in fall of 2019, man, I've seen a few videos of this brethren. I've said this before. Some of you guys have seen the videos. This guy bouncing on another man's lap. And this is out there on the internet. And nothing has been done about it. In case another guy, lip to lip. And nothing has been done about it. Then probably give him a word private, but it's still out there. The video is still out there. It has not been removed. So I'm saying is that the character of Mason Greenwood is questionable. Yes, it is. I'm not saying that he's a perfect person, that he's been carved out of the Utopia stone or a stone of Utopia. But what I'm saying is that, again, this is my opinion. I'm a raised man and say this is my opinion. If you guys want to leave your opinion, if you want to criticize me and say this virgin has no morals, everybody has morals. It's just that persons have different morals on the staircase. Some person's morals is up here, so some person's morals up here, so some person's morals up here, so some person's moral is in the ground floor down there. So it's not that no person has morals. Even sociopaths and psychopaths has morals. It just happens to be where it's at on the stair. So my point is that without going on a lengthy, digression, in my opinion, Mason Greenwood deserves a second chance at Manchester United. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that we should forget what he's done. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he deserves a second chance. I'm not going to be seeing him in the same light, and I've said that in my previous video. I'm not sure I link it in one of these corners, if I remember. Yeah, I'm not going to forget what he's done, man. Yeah, I want Mason Greenwood to play for Man. I don't care if the guy is queer. I don't care if the guy is gay or bisexual. I don't care if he well, of course I care that him go sexual harass his girlfriend, because the possibility of it happening again is possible. But at the same time, you should not forget that. And is this a person that is becoming a better person at large? So just because his charges are dropped, I'm not saying that he should just play for Manchester United like that. Is this guy becoming an improved person? That's what I'm saying. If he's not becoming an improved person, then hey, I'm gonna retract my statement and say he needs to go elsewhere and play ball. Because the perspective I'm coming from, when I say I want him to play back for Manchester United, is he has learned his lesson and he's improving himself as a person. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying just because his charges are dropped, it's free ball for him, he should come back to Manchester United and play ball. I'm not saying that. But without getting into it, let me just say something. So, Manchester United say no decision has been made about Mason Greenwood's future. So they came up with a statement, but they were ambiguous about it. They were not direct in their release statement. They didn't say, oh, he's going to come back, or no, he's not going to come back. They just say, we're aware that his charges has been dropped since February of 2013, 2023, this and that. But they didn't state anything in terms of the decision to actually keep him or to actually release him send his behind, just leave Manchester United. It didn't say that. But what it said that in a statement on Wednesday, that is today, United said the fact-finding phase of their investigation is now complete. So the investigation is complete, but they have not made an answer in terms of keeping him or sending him off. So it's an ambiguous statement still. It's like they were trying to say something without saying it, actually, And that is that's what one of the brethrens on the panel of side was saying. That's what he was basically saying. And I agree wholeheartedly. It wasn't saying anything really. It was just basically saying that the investigation is now complete. It's over. So what I would like to take from that is that, not to lose my train of thought, but they have made their decision. The investigation is over. It's over. So in my mind, their decision has been made, but it is not put out there as yet. So the club added, contrary to medical, man, I told my head is something's messing my head, man. I'm just not feeling it right now. The club added, contrary to media speculation, that decision has not yet been made and is currently the subject of intense internal deliberation. So there's still, but it's kind of contradictory, isn't it? I mean, you say that this person turned on his car. They're basically saying that the investigation is over. So what? It's like I said, bro. It's like they just come out with something that they're just. It's very ambiguous, man. It's very ambiguous, basically. It has no say on it. It didn't. Alright, I'm not trying to confuse myself or trying to confuse some of you guys, the few guys that watch my videos, but this the statement that came out is not really saying anything. It just basically saying that the investigation is not complete. That's it, nothing else. So Manchester United said on Friday that they will consult with all key stakeholders, including their women's team, before a decision is announced. Dude, I'm gonna try to be. I don't want this video to get taken now, so I'm not gonna get hardcore. But let me just say something. If I go abuse a woman, you know what? Screw that. If you guys have watched Gone Girl came out in 2014. That's a good movie. Any man, I would say, if you're a heterosexual man, you need to watch that movie. Go watch that movie. Watch that movie, because that's going to show you how public media and public perception can hurt you, even if you don't do nothing. Ben Affleck, not to get deep in the movie, was married to this woman that he fell in love with, and she go, set him up, making it seem as though he had abducted her. He killed her, and her body cannot be found. So she's quote unquote missing. She disappeared. He knows better. This is a manipulative trick that she pulled out of her book. So let me ask you this. Let's say that your wife is talking about you harassed her. You harassed her, this and that. Although you didn't harass her. I'm gonna come from two perspectives. Let's say that you did not harass her. Is the public media gonna believe her or you? I'm gonna ask you again. Is the public media going to believe you the man or she the woman? You guys know the answer. I don't need to tell you the answer. Again, although you didn't do anything, she just brought it up talking all this BS. Who is the public eye going to believe? Me, the man, or she, the woman? They're going to believe her. From the second perspective, let's say it actually did something, right? You're a harasser. Again, who is the public media going to believe? And that is what the savvy lawyer in Gone Girl of Ben Affleck was telling him. He said, public perception is big. It doesn't care if you're right or wrong, It's how they perceive you. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, it's how they perceive you. And what he was telling Ben Affleck is this. It doesn't matter what she did, although it's right or wrong, because it's wrong, because again, she was falsely saying that Affleck killed her or whatever, and she went missing for a good while. But it's how they perceive you. So even though you may want to go off on your wife and say, she's lying to me, she's talking about I killed her, I didn't kill her. See, if you have that reaction, then you're dead meat in the water. You're basically giving to what they thought already, that you're actually guilty. So the lawyer was telling him, say, yo, play it cool. Don't overreact. Do not, spike up any high emotions, because that can work against you. But again, not to go deep in the spoils, but watch that movie. My point is this. If the Manchester United hierarchy or whoever go talk to the women's team and say, hey, Mason Greenwood we're looking to actually, bring back Mason Greenwood. You think we should bring him back, given what he's done to his girlfriend? What do you think they're going to say? Do you think they're going to say yes? They're not going to say yes. They're not going to say yes. They're going to say, what this guy done? No, keep him from Manchester. I don't want him at Manchester United. Keep him from Manchester. If he starts playing football back for Manchester United, I'm going to get a move to another women's football club. I don't want to play for Manchester United anymore. Again, I've listened to the voice note. I'm not saying that Mason Greenwood didn't, because he did, based on the voice note that I've heard. At the same time, he should be given a second chance. And if you go ask the women's team or the women them that represents Manchester United, they're not going to want him back. They're not going to want him as to be a representative of Manchester United wearing the Manchester United shirt. I hope I'm making myself clear. I hope I'm not confusing anybody. And on this thing, man, some person's talking about, well, Before I get into that, so it says here, hold on. Oh my goodness. Crap. Female fans against Mason Greenwood's return. Listen to this. Female fans against Greenwood's return put out a lengthy statement to say Greenwood's reintegration tells us as women that we don't matter. So this is the quote-unquote lengthy statement that they came out with. Let me read it. It's on Twitter, so it's loading. So give me a second. Jesus peace. It's a long one. Hope you guys stick with me on this, I'm gonna read it as fast as I'm not gonna read everything, but I'm gonna read some of it. Today, we female fans of Manchester United are demanding that the club abide by their duty of care towards their female fans and employees and demonstrate a zero-tolerance approach towards acts of violence against women by refusing to bring Mason Greenwood back into the squad. The situation is clear. Taking Greenwood back legitimizes and normalizes sexual assault and domestic abuse. Let me stop right there. So hold on for a second. Not necessarily. I get that you believe that if they bring back Mason Greenwood, it's like Manchester United as a club is enabling the sexual harassment behavior. Like it's tolerable. It can be allowed. That's not what. Hey man, I'm passionate about this because see, watch it. Greenwood is trending. 97.1 thousand posts is trending right now. This is a trending topic. And I'm going to dive deep into it. Just because, if Manchester United take back Mason Greenwood in that squad, it doesn't mean that they're enabling or allowing or tolerating the behavior that Mason Greenwood did to his girlfriend couple years back, almost couple years back. Hell, maybe he's been doing couple years back and even through more than couple years. At the same time, again, even if Manchester United bring him back, I'm not saying that we should forget what he's done in the past. I'm not saying that. At the same time, I'm saying this is a young guy that did know any better. He was a knucklehead and did wrong by his girlfriend. Although his girlfriend stick with him, that's something I may touch on for a second. At the same time, it's not necessarily backing the fact that sexual abuse, sexual harassment, is allowed and is normalized. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not where the club is coming from. Although yes, the club came to y'all and say we want to see on Mason Greenwood coming back to Manchester United. It's not normalizing that behavior. It's not. It's not. Yes, we understand that you women need protection. Yes, you don't want to be sexually harassed. But at the same time, taking back Mason Greenwood doesn't mean that we are enabling, because we are supporters of Manchester United, we enable that behavior. We do not. Let me continue reading. It tells other players and the men and boys that look up to them that abusing women is acceptable. No, it doesn't. Again, I know where you're coming from, but again, bro, bringing back Mason Greenwood into the fold does not necessarily send out the statement that the behavior that Mason Greenwood that he has exhibited, me and my talking today, can't talk, against his girlfriend is acceptable, tolerable, and enabled. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that they have went through the investigation, they have come to a decision, and they have approached you guys, the women's team, the female fans, whatever, and wanted your say on it. That's what they wanted your say on it. Yeah. So it's not necessarily that they're backing his behavior. They're not backing his behavior. And here's another thing. It tells other players and the men and boys that look up to them that abusing women is acceptable without consequence and won't affect you or derail your career. Bro, you are acting as if Mason Greenwood has been playing for Manchester United ever since November of 22. Actually, since October of 2021. That's when the voice notes came about, and that's where she came out and talked about them. that about Mason Greenwood abusing her that at that time. This statement is actually acting as if there was no consequences. Dude, Mason Greenwood didn't play for almost 2 years. I'm not saying this is the only consequence that my man should have. But at the same time, what I'm saying is that doesn't, man, I'm trying not to lose my thought. I'm actually not in the best frame of mind right now, but I'm still doing this video because this needs to be talked upon and I didn't want to dilly-dally on it. It's not that there's no consequences done to Mason Greenwood. Again, he hasn't played for almost 2 years. Definitely over a year and 6 months. So it's not that there's no consequences been done. He has been suspended from the club. That almost had his contract terminated. There were sponsors that terminated their contracts with Mason Greenwood. They were not still with Mason. Mason Greenwood, although it's not a big say, but Mason Greenwood got taken off of FIFA. So you're acting as if there was no consequences done for the action that Mason Greenwood did against his girlfriend. There were actions that were taken. There were actions that were taken. And won't affect you or derail your career. Dude. And it also, I know some of you guys are saying, this guy's boring me. Bro, listen to what I'm saying. It also tells us as women that we don't matter. Of course you all matter. I mean, if you women didn't exist, then how are you guys going to have our kids? But it also tells Manchester United employees that their employer is happy to make them work alongside an abuser. Hey man. If you come across Mason Greenwood at Carrington, you don't have to talk to him. You don't have to talk to him. You don't have to say good morning. You don't have to say hi. You don't have to say bye. Nothing. If you say Mason Greenwood, keep your distance. Keep your distance. That's what you do. Keep your distance. Threatening your partner with sexual violence. I'm skipping some details right now. Threatening your partner with sexual violence isn't a mistake. It's deliberate. It's targeted abuse. I agree. Yes, I agree. But at the same time, man, you're acting as if you're acting as if him doing that, there is no tomorrow. He cannot be forgiven. He can't start on a difference. He can be rehabilitated. Yes, he can be. And he can improve as a player. If you have psychotic killers out there, so that turn around them lives despite killing family members of other family members that came out publicly and talk about this brethren go kill my husband or I'm going to kill my uncle, I'm not going to forgive him. But that psychotic killer turned around his life and he's a better person. I mean, you don't have to forgive the person. You're not obligated to forgive the person. But at the same time, what you cannot but what you can't deny is that the fact that the person has changed his ways, his behavior, his habits. It's over 2 years, that has happened to his girlfriend, And I'm pretty sure that he's looked into himself. I'd like to believe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And said to himself, the behavior that I exhibited against my girlfriend is unacceptable. Again, I'm not saying that this virgin is a saint and a cross. I'm not saying that this virgin lives with a Bible in his hand or a Bible under his pillow when he's sleeping. What I'm saying is that this brethren is a human being like all of us. Again, some of us have done some dirty deeds that is not in the open. And hell, if it's in the open, some of us wouldn't even like that. Some of us would even commit suicide. Just keeping it real. But we want to be down on a brethren that messed up. Yes, again, he's a knucklehead for doing that to his girlfriend. No man's supposed to be abusing a woman. I don't care if that woman slap in your face. But at the same time, man, that shouldn't be justifying sexual abuse or sexual harassment. And again, it doesn't mean that he should not be playing for Manchester United again. Some persons are of the fact that, okay, he can be forgiven, but he should not be playing for Manchester United anymore. Make him go play football elsewhere. That's a thought. But it depends on the club the club's statement. Young genius who made a mistake but deserves a second chance. The problem here isn't a player who has made a mistake, that's in quote. It's a player who has consistently demonstrated an attitude of extreme arrogance, entitlement, and exceptionalism, and who has shown nothing but disregard and contempt for what it means to represent this great club. Everyone make mistakes, but not everyone does so while in the position of power and privilege Mason Greenwood is. If you want to play at the highest level at the biggest club in the world, your behavior will be held up to the highest level of scrutiny, accountability, and expectation. I agree. I agree. And I've said this in a video. I know I'm making this video longer than it should be, but there's some things I need to flesh out, man. Hey, I know I'm gonna have some persons disagree with me. If person want to criticize me, bash me down, I have thick skin. Comments down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, hey, dislike this video if you disagree. I'll open that to the open eye. I've said this in a video last year, that no man is entitled to sexual companionship to a woman. Shout out to Alan Rajikori. That's his moniker. But at the same time, what I've said in that video is that Mason Greenwood, yes, his questionable behavior should be punished. I've said that in the video, that he should be playing for Manchester United at the time. And he should take a long look at himself and say to himself that what he did to that woman was inexcusable. And see, this behavior of sexual harassing women, I've said this in the video. Back in the 60s, that was a normal thing. That was acceptable. I'm not saying it was moral against God. What I'm saying is that it was acceptable. It was tolerated. It was enabled. The behavior was enabled. If you're a woman back in the day, you didn't like that. You didn't like that era, because it was bad for you. First of all, you didn't have no job. A man could have his way with you any way he likes. Like if you didn't want to give up the punani to the man that you were married to, he could have just taken it, box you and put you in the bed and take it. You couldn't file for a harassment because the police wouldn't do anything about it. It was a normal thing. It was a normal thing. If you go disrespect your husband will take advantage of you. And he will treat you any way he wants. So if you're a woman, again, ask your grandmother if she's alive. She will tell you, if she's honest, she will tell you that being a woman back in the 60s and prior to the 60s, it was not good for women. It was not. So the behavior that Greenwood exhibited against his girlfriend, he's not the only brethren that's doing this. A lot of brethren has that mindset, that believe that women should be under them foot. You know, women are in the potholes in the ground, and men are in them high horses in the hills. That's how some guys have it. So what I'm saying is that this behavior is not new, and Mason Greenwood is very wrong for doing that. But at the same time, Manchester United should still, bring this guy to the squad. Again, I've said this. We do not have a fixed striking option on our bench. I'm not saying that we should bring him back just because we don't have a striker on the bench, although we need another striker. But at the same time, with Mason Greenwood needs to be heavily investigated. I think they rushed this investigation. And I still want him back in the squad. And I think he's gonna play some games this season. Even if I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong. But that's my opinion. That's what I think. So, finish up what they said. Manchester United, we are calling on the club to do the right thing for their fans, for their employees, for the millions of young boys and girls across the world who look up to our players as heroes and role models, and the millions of women who live their lives being blighted by violence and abuse. To the decision makers of the club, remember, this goes beyond football. You have a point, that's true. This decision is a reflection of you, your morals, and of who you are as individuals and as humans. Will you stand with abusers or with the abused? History will judge your choices. Make sure you choose well. You choose well. Like I said, bro, everybody has them opinions. Everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their opinions, and my opinion is that Mason Greenwood should be bring back to the squad. Call me a psychopath. I'm not no psychopath, bro. Call me immoral. I'm not immoral, bro. Again, everybody have morals. So it's not the fact that I do have morals. I'm looking at it like this. Mason Greenwood messed up. There are a lot of players that did messed up things that were not called to the social media eye. As if they were brought to the social media eye, those players wouldn't even see 5 minutes on a football pitch ever again. And they have done probably worse things than Mason Greenwood. I'm not trying to justify his behavior. What Mason Greenwood did was wrong. Very wrong. Again, if someone would do that to my daughter, a hell is a better place for him. I'm going to come for that brethren. But at the same time, you have to think about it and say, alright, boom. You punish him. He's been suspended for almost 2 years. His charges has been dropped. The case is not active right now. It's been dropped. Third, if the club is looking to move him on, which honestly looks like the case, because I guess what a woman say is bigger than a man say, then hey, if Mason Greenwood leaves Manchester United, I ain't got no ill feelings towards that. I don't have no ill feelings towards that, because again, what he did was wrong. And at the same time, I still want him to play for Manchester United. I do. That's my thought. That's my opinion. I do. And see, this is another can of worms I'm going to open up. I'm going to finish the video right now. Mason Greenwood's girlfriend, if she comes with that baby to Old Trafford watching her husband play football, because they're going to get married, you know what? Not to be, wishy-washy, but I'm reconsidering my decision. I'll reconsider my decision. I reconsider my decision. But I still want him to play for Manchester United. But I'm going to reconsider my decision. I'm going to move football out of it. And what I've been doing, I've thought about it even before without putting football in. But I'm going to give it a second thought, a fresh mind, and give it a second thought on Mason Greenwood and his future at Manchester United. Because if Mason Greenwood and his girlfriend and his daughter come back to Old Trafford, this negative cloud is not going to move from Old Trafford. They're going to still, and persons are going to say, watch it. Manchester United go bring back this brethren, this abusive brethren, and him girlfriend, watch it, look how him girlfriend go sit up, in Sir Alex Ferguson's stand, watch him, watch her, with her baby. Can't take them people, you know. You were with this brethren and go abuse you and go build. This drama is going to be very dramatic if they stay. That's another side of the coin. So again, I'm going to reconsider if Mason Greenwood should stay at Manchester United. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to raise my hand and say, okay, I'm going to reconsider it. I'm going to reconsider it. Yeah. Because again, some girls in the public eye talk about abusive and abuse that, but behind closed door, that's a thing of their king. They like that. And you wonder why they stay with the abusive guys. I mean, I'm not going to get into that because, like I said, I'm not going to get in that kind of worm. So anyway, leave your comments down below on your thoughts on Mason Greenwood. Do you want him to stay at Manchester United? Or you want to, give him another chance, whether at Manchester United or elsewhere, but give him another chance and say, right, boom, I'm going to give him another chance, but he needs to play elsewhere. Or give him another chance and still want him to play for Manchester United. Initially, I want him to, come back to Manchester United and play ball, given that his charges dropped. He hasn't been found guilty, but he has not been found innocent as well. Um, he has served, he's done his time in Manchester United prison, as I would call it, because he has not played no games. His sponsors cut him off, but apparently Adidas signed him back. So that's the perspective I'm coming from, but I'm gonna give it another thought. Comments down below in the comment section, and I'll show to you guys. Hey, again, if you dislike this video, dislike this video. Comments in the comment section, like and subscribe to the channel, or unsubscribe, your choice. I'll show to you guys in the next video podcast. I'm out.